Hi, I'm Abby. Welcome to my New York City kitchen. Today we are making artichoke caponata. So I have a bunch of things here before me. Normally, Italian caponata is made with eggplant, raisins, and pine nuts. But today I've taken those things out and I'm replacing them with artichoke hearts and some capers and green olives. So we're gonna do everything on the stove. We also have some celery, onions, garlic, cherry tomatoes, and basil. So I have my pan here. I'm going to turn it up to medium heat. And I like to let the pan heat up first before I put anything into it. You wanna have a hot pan when you put your oil and everything else in there. Then I'm gonna put in a tablespoon of oil. And I'm gonna give it a chance to heat up before I put anything in. So the first stuff to go in will be this beautiful diced onion and celery. There, you can see all that in there. Gorgeous. Okay, so we're just gonna let this saute for a few minutes. My hope is with this dish is you can put it on top of a piece of roasted, baked, grilled fish or poultry. You can have it as a side dish with some pasta or some whole grains. So you could mix it with rice or quinoa. Just serve it as kind of a hearty dip with some pita bread. There's so many different ways to use it. Hopefully you're doing this at home eventually and you can smell it. It smells delicious. Sometimes I like to put a little bit of salt in here when I'm sauteing vegetables. It helps draw out the water. I'm just gonna let that saute for a minute and then we're gonna get our garlic ready to go next. Okay, so it's becoming translucent. It's been a few minutes. So I'm gonna put in the garlic and then I'm gonna saute that for about 30 seconds. And then we're gonna put in some cherry tomatoes that are chopped up. Okay, and now I have in here white wine and white wine vinegar. So we're gonna deglaze the pan, which means that we're just going to get any brown bits off the bottom and scrape them up, and we're gonna bring it to a boil, and we're gonna reduce it about halfway to add flavor and liquid to the dish. So it started to boil pretty quickly. And if you have anything to scrape off the bottom of the pan, now is the time to do it. And reducing it a little bit, it's really gonna concentrate those flavors in the white wine and the white wine vinegar. It'll add some nice acid and brightness. And the alcohol will also dissipate. It will come off the dish, so it will no longer be there. So I'm just gonna let this boil down for a minute. We'll get next up, we're gonna have artichokes and the chopped olives, and I have some capers that I'm just gonna roughly chop before I put them in as well. So you can see it's reducing nicely. The cherry tomatoes are breaking down a little bit. And now we're going to add in the artichokes and the olives and the capers. That adds a nice brininess to the dish too. And we're gonna just turn down the heat a little bit to a simmer. And we're just gonna simmer this for a few minutes all together and let all of the flavors really combine and meld. And then we will remove it from the heat and add in our basil. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. Bring it over here. Whew. Now I have just some basil. It's chiffonade, which is in ribbons. So it's cut in ribbons. You can also just chop it if that works better for you. Doesn't have to be ribbons. And then we're gonna mix this all together. And there you go, artichoke caponata. Beautiful. Thanks for watching My New York City Kitchen. I'm Abby. This was my artichoke caponata, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye.